speaking of education, you know, there's been much ado about Sharia law in this country. I know you're a lawyer, and I know your areas are healthcare and business law and non-profit law, but and I would like your perspective from a government point of view. But from a legal perspective, what's all the fuss about Sharia? And can we straighten out in like 2 sentences how, you know, what kind of threat Sharia law is in this country, or if it is a threat, and you know how it compares to the Constitution, and how, if whether or not it challenges it.
Again, big topic. To bring it home quickly, the Sharia law threat is a hoax that's well funded and a diversion meant, I believe, to keep American Muslims out of the mainstream and to continue to fuel the xenophobia. And there are political and cultural reasons why this hoax is being promulgated in the way that it is. And we can get into that. But the Sharia law is no different than Roman canonical law in terms of how a Catholic practices his faith, or the Jewish Talmudic law of how Jews practice their faith. And so it's almost not worth spending the time on it, because it is really at its core a hoax. But what it does is it forces Muslims to go on the defensive and expend resources and allocate talent and donation money and organizational support to fend off this hoax when those resources could be better used to do more, what I would say, productive activities.
Mm-hmm. So Shahid, real quick, I mean, people think of Sharia as stoning, chopping off hands. I mean, even, have you come across that?
When people complain about that, Sharia, that's what they're thinking of. They're thinking of the things that we as Muslims already voted with our feet against.
Right.
You know, they're thinking of the things that none of us practice, and frankly, most Muslim countries in the world don't practice, with very few exceptions. And I think it's just a proxy for pre-existing distrust and hatred, frankly. And that's you know, frankly, I have too much faith in the Constitution to think that it would ever be overrun by people who want to do things like that. And you know, I don't worry about it at that level. I do worry about it at the prejudicial level, but you know,
never come across.
All I would tell people is have some faith in the Constitution. It's a very strong and powerful document that is fully in line with the way the vast majority of Muslims practice their faith. Simple as that.